Have you ever wanted to build a mono blue deck in Commander? Well, today's the day because I will briefly explain to you the good, the bad, and the broken with mono blue. On top of that, I'll suggest some cool commanders for you to build. So let's get on to the first cutscene. Cast Blasphemous Act. Considering I control my commander, I'm going to Fierce Guardianship your Blasphemous Act.
Yes, daddy. Good girl, she know how to make a man happy.
Okay. Gets countered. We'll tap 3, play my commander, Electro. I don't want you doing that, buddy. So I'm going to Flare of Denial, sacrificing my Thought Monitor and telling you to go fuck yourself because you're not playing your commander.
She a short queen, but she get a little scrappy. Watch out for this girl.
Right, little unnecessary, but cool. I guess I'll have to take it. Tap my last mana to cast Soul Ring, I guess. I don't think you should play your Soul Ring, so I'm going to, I'm just going to mental misstep that.
She a little nasty. She know how to be a straight.
Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, y'all, so let's start this one off with the good. Now, Mono Blue's got some great tricks up their sleeve. In fact, Mono Blue does quite a few things better than most other colors, but I'm only going to talk about 3 of them, and 3 of probably the most important ones you should know. Because, man, if you see a Mono Blue deck running any of these 3 things, it's gonna get fucking crazy. For our first good for Mono Blue, our best and most insanely greatest thing about Mono Blue, the heavens pour on us a beautiful, lovely card draw engine. Yes, Mono Blue has probably, if not, the most craziest and best card draw engines. I would dare say it's borderline broken, but we're gonna say it's probably the best thing that Mono Blue does is have good card draw engines. Yeah. All right, card draw players, Mono Blue players, everyone else that likes to draw a bunch of cards, put them on your hand. Let me ask you, did you ever ponder that thought? Did you ever think about it? Did you ever have a brainstorm going on? Does it hurt your head? Has it knocked it down? Has it made you feel like it was a windfall? Well, you know what, motherfucker? We make sure that that's a mastermind play. That's right. We make sure that we know what we're doing when it counts, because that's what Mono Blue is. We're very intellectual, and on top of that, we're also very curious. We're all sorts of curiosity going on in this motherfucking bitch. On top of that, we are going to opt in for a nice study session. You heard that right. We are going to study and make sure all this card draw is going right to our hand, because then that Trishka Defka fuck. I mean, for example, Ristic Study, a very good card that will allow us to just draw cards whenever players cast shit. I mean, that's a pretty damn good card. Mystic Remora, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, but for non-creature spells, and you start drawing a bunch of cards. Guys, you got to note these cards are really good. Obviously, they have a bit of a price tag. I think Mystic Remora is pretty good for its price, but it's got that cumulative upkeep. It's not as good as Ristic. Most recently, we got a Polywog Prodigy from Bloomburrow. Now, that was a really good card when that released, and I still think it's a phenomenal card today. Now, there's plenty of card draw engines in blue, and I won't sit there and talk about it too long, but you should know going into building a Mono Blue deck that having the card draw is just absurd. The second thing that I would say Mono Blue does really good at is actually artifact support. That's right, Mono Blue does really well at artifacts. Yes, Mono Blue has insane artifacts energy, and for some reason, artifacts exist in there, and I really couldn't think of a commander or a creature that would influence artifacts in Mono Blue. I really couldn't think of any, honestly. Can any of you guys? No? Yeah, Urza. Yeah, he's one of those. This dude will absolutely wipe the table, but he's not an artifact himself. He just makes artifacts really damn good in blue. And there's just a lot of good artifact support in blue. I mean, commander-wise, as well as supportive cards, like these few right here, they're just all good cards that help enforce that artifacts are actually a strong and viable strategy in blue. Something a lot of the other colors kind of lack. Now, every color has their own version of artifact synergies, but I think blue probably has the strongest when it comes to it. Now, another thing Mono Blue does really good at, and I have to mention this one, is the control. Yes, now this has a lot of probably the things you're looking for and what you're expecting in the good, aka mill, cloning, freaking bouncing. I mean, blue does it all. Counter spells. We all know blue does counters, all right? Blue has the counter spells. They are the counter color. Mono Blue really does have a lot when it comes to interaction, especially dealing with, you know, just putting stuff back into people's hands, putting stuff on top of their library, just kind of telling it to go take a hike, you know, go back to dodge. And these kind of cards are just, I think, really fun cards to play with, and they're very efficient. People might not like control. Just keep it in mind that, you know, Mono Blue is always looked at for its control aspect of it. You know, everybody's like, oh, he's got counters, he's got you know, he's got some type of removal. It works so good. If you're playing any sort of Mono Blue control deck, you're absolutely gonna pop off at some point and just like start making people miserable. And that's, you know what, magic is magic, game is game, babies. All right, so let's get on to the bad aspects of Mono Blue. What in Mono Blue makes it bad in Commander? Now, there's a few things, and like I said, I always say with these videos, guys, this doesn't mean the color is bad. These are just things you need to look out for when you're building these decks. Okay, if you're building a Mono Blue deck, you need to understand what will be lacking, what kind of support Mono Blue will be lacking. With that said, let's get on to number 1, damage dealing / removal. Now, this is a weird one, right? Because doing actual damage doesn't really do anything in blue. For some reason, blue just doesn't like to do damage, and that's okay. That's what red likes to do. Cool. Red does its thing. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about red already. And red does a lot of damage. But blue, nah. I honestly, I couldn't even tell you right now. I've seen a lot of cards in my life. I could not tell you off the top of my head a blue card that says it directly deals damage to something. In fact, I will search something up and post it right here. If there's more than one, I'll put them up, but I guarantee it's probably gonna be like one. Yeah, no, it's 100% not dealing damage. Yeah, it doesn't deal damage. It doesn't like remove. It doesn't really destroy creatures. Like about one or two cards, what, Pongify and Rabid Hybridization. Yeah, those cards will actually destroy something, which is nice, but those are also like 2 cards, and after that, you can't really build a deck around that. Kind of bad with the removal. You can bounce things or counter. That's like the only type of like removal you get, but if it's already on the battlefield, it's kind of tough to deal with. Like I said, you can bounce stuff, but you know, it goes back in their hand. They just recast it, especially if it's a green player that you're playing against. They're just gonna recast it. Still keep trotting along like nothing ever happened. The second bad thing, which kind of goes hand in hand with the first one, but the second bad thing about mono blue you need to consider is combat does kind of lack. Now, that's not to say you can't build a mono blue deck with dealing with combat. It's just actual combat damage and overall just having the support for combat. It's really hard to go tall and wide in blue efficiently without a specific commander or a specific deck built around it. So just on average, like green deck, you know, you build your mono green deck, there's a very good chance that no matter how you built it, you can still go wide and tall and still deal a bunch of damage. That's just usually how green works. But with blue, it's the complete opposite. It's like, all right, you really have to tune a build to get it to do that. So winning by combat damage in blue is a lot harder than most other colors. You can still do it, and trust me, I built some Voltron mono blue decks and they're a lot of fun, but yo, it is tough. You need to understand going in, if you're building your first ever mono blue deck, it's gonna be an absolute nightmare trying to get some combat damage if you don't optimize it specifically for that. So I will say it's definitely lacks. The third worst thing about mono blue has to be how hard it is for newer players to pick up off the rip. And now what I mean by that, and you know, hear me out, is that mono blue requires a lot of synergy to kind of get going and work very well. And if you're not having a lot of synergy in your mono blue deck, it's gonna kind of fall flat, not really do too much, and that's gonna fall into the other issues where you're gonna have a harder time dealing damage, you know, removing things. It becomes quite a shit fest of, you know, you sitting there twiddling your thumbs. So I would say it's a very tough. I would say there's plenty of reasons why it's very tough. I think just trying to get hardcore synergies down off the rip is kind of hard to do. I mean, there's a lot of card draw involved, which is nice, and there's a lot of control and aspects to it that makes mono blue really strong. But for beginners, that would probably be the one color I wouldn't suggest. Like I said, this video is here to help you with that, and this is probably one of the harder things about mono blue, is that it's just a much harder deck to get right. It's going to take a few tries, it's going to take a few mox fielding, you know, you're going to have to play test it quite a few times, you have to remove cards, add cards, you're probably gonna have to ask a friend, you know, and that's okay. You know what, and you know what, I'm one of those friends. You can always ask me, I can help you out. I'm not saying you can't build a mono blue deck off the rip, I'm just saying it's gonna be really tough. It is a harder color to approach by itself than any of the other colors in the pie, I think. You know, red's much easier. You could just build a Krenko deck, go swinging out with a bunch of 1/1 goblins. You know, green, you go big and stompy. Black, you could do some sort of control, life gain, reanimation. Like it's kind of like already there. I would say black's definitely a little hard too, but blue, 100% the hardest. White, I still think white is actually pretty good. A lot of people will give it crap, but we'll talk about white next week though. Now let's talk about the broken. Yes, there's quite a few things broken about blue, and the first thing I'm gonna go with is the free interaction, aka free counter spells. Fucking, I'm losing my shit, guys. I'm at the pod. I'm with the pod right now. I'm at the table. Dude, I've casted my commander 7 times from the command zone. What are you doing? Get in the game. It's getting out of hand. It's fucking Sauron, alright, guys? I'm playing Sauron. I know. He's crazy, but this guy in front of me, he's playing fucking Fibblethip. He's playing fucking Fibblethip, bro. And he's countered my commander so many times.
Come on, bro. Take your turn. I got 7 islands untapped.
What do I do?
7 islands.
Chat, what do I do? Chat, he's gonna keep countering my shit. Man, you know how busted it is to just actually tell somebody you can't play a card for free without having any repercussions? Yeah, Fierce Guardianship's one of those. I mean, they started introducing some more like downsides to them, but like, are they really that bad? Like, they're really not too bad. Like, if it's a free counter spell, and like, let's say Flare of Denial, right? That you sacrifice a non-token creature. Great, you sacrifice fucking Sad Robot. Boom. Now you get a card draw off of it. So it's like, is it really that bad? It really isn't that bad. It really isn't that bad. Here's a few counter spells that are just like, damn, these are in blue. And honestly, I would say it's kind of busted. Like that is probably the more busted interaction of blue. There's this category like Omniscience, but like Omniscience is one of those cards that like, it is busted when it comes out, but like if you kind of allow a 10 drop enchantment to come out, then that's kind of on you. You know what I mean? Like it's busted to an extent where it's like, all right, it's busted, but you know what? Like he kind of deserves it. Like he kind of got that out. Like that's on him. Good for him. Straight up, those free counter spells are fucking titties. Great cards. And let's talk about some broken commanders. Yes, I like to talk about broken commanders. I usually talk about a broken mechanic, broken commanders and then broken combos. So for broken commanders in mono blue, let's talk about Urza. Yeah, we talked about him briefly a minute ago, but he is absolutely busted. I guarantee, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's like in the top of EDH rank, like one of the most built commanders. This is definitely a very fun commander, but in a pod of experienced players, they will look at you as a absolute menace. They see you, they're like, dude, this guy got to get removed like right away, because everyone knows what Urza can do, and this is one of those cards that are just crazy. Another really good broken one is Orvar. Dude, Orvar is a really cool commander. I'm not saying he's like a busted or deserves to be banned, but I think he's actually like really fun. But man, he can get so out of hand. My brother-in-law got one. Shout out to you, Dev. His Orvar deck is really cool, and I saw some crazy ramping he did. That motherfucker had like 30-something lands because he was able to copy all of his lands. I mean, it got so crazy, but Orvar does a lot of stuff. That's just one to like look out for. Oh, another one. Bruvak. I hope I said it right. The mill dude. Yeah, dude, this guy is a monster to deal with, because if you hate mill, like this guy comes at the table, dude. Oh my god.
Hey guys, coming to sit at the table here. You don't mind me playing, do you?
Hey, welcome to the table, man. What are you playing?
Nice. Yeah, I'm playing Bruvak today. You know.
You say Bruvak?
Yeah, he's the mill guy. Yeah.
Have a good day.
Where's everyone going? Dude, what's wrong? Guys!
I'm not a big fan of getting milled out, and if I see him there, I might cry. I'll play against any deck, but man, I might cry a little bit playing against this guy. If I'm playing Reanimator, then maybe I'm okay, but yeah, dude, these guys are rough. Oh, and don't forget Jin-Jitaxis. All of them. Every single one of them. Yeah, dude, all the Jin-Jitaxis. I mean, they're not so broken, but their abilities are pretty busted. So the third broken thing's got to be the combos in mono blue, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, there's some busted combos in mono blue. First ones I gotta talk about is Hullbreaker Horror and Soul Ring. Man, great combo, works really good. Infinite mana, infinite bullshittery. Guys, just check this one out. This one's really good. What's another one we got? We got Dramatic Reversal and Isochrome Scepter. Very good mono. This one is like instantly a win. I mean, you're just gonna just untap everything and just keep doing it, because you know you can untap the scepter, and as long as you have like a Soul Ring or something to pay for it, you can just untap everything infinitely. Yeah, that's a fun one. Peregrine Drake and Deadeye Navigator, another great combo. Infinite mana. I mean, that one's fun. That one, you know, you're gonna keep bouncing the fucking Peregrine Drake back in, untapping 5 lands, bouncing it for 2. Really fun one, so you can actually get infinite mana that way. Maddening Cacophony and Fraying Sanity, another fun combo where everybody just mills their entire libraries out. I mean, dude, it gets goofy with blue. Blue gets really fucking goofy with the combos, but you know, those are just examples of combos. I mean, guys, there's just so many busted combos in blue. A lot of 2-card combos. Definitely a really good color for getting combo and turbo builds. It's definitely a lot of fun, so highly encourage you to try it out. Try out some of these combos if you go in bracket 3, bracket 4. They're a lot of fun. Some of these are expensive, but that's just the way it is. You know, a lot of good cards go up in value because they're not either printed enough or they're just really sought after. Alright guys, I'm moving on to the commander section. This is where I offer some commander options for anyone that are looking to build a blue mono blue deck but have no idea kind of where to go. These are just like simple options. Alright guys, here are some commander options I'd like you all to try. If you're looking for a mono blue deck challenge, well, these are the options. Now, we're going to start with the beginners, and the beginners will have 2 pretty cool commanders that I think definitely a lot of fun and something good for you to try. First one's going to be Fibblethip Lost on the Range. Yes, it's pronounced Fibblethip. I had to learn the hard way. It took me quite a while, but once I figured it out, it was good. Anyway, Fibblethip Lost on the Range is probably one of my favorite commanders I've ever built in my life.
Off my scarf and hanging it on the stone cliff, letting the pine breeze blow over my bare head.
Now, I built him on a very expensive budget, but you can definitely build him on a very cheap, inexpensive budget where you're actually not spending hundreds of dollars on a deck. For me, I ended up putting a bunch of, I did a bunch of, you know, Cheerios kind of style decks, but for anyone, you could do anything you want. I mean, the thing is with Fibblethip, you can plot off the top of your library, and the nice thing about plot is that you can cast it on a later turn without paying its mana cost, so really nice for any sort of storm style decks. So you can definitely build a nice storm deck on it, or you can put a bunch of value pieces in there. You can do some weird stuff with him. Highly encourage you to check him out and see what kind of thing you come up with. So that's my first suggestion for beginners. Second suggestion, this one might be a little controversial, but I think is actually a really good commander. Jin-Jitaxis, the Saga version. Yes, the Jin-Jitaxis Saga is a beast of a card, guys. It says whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, you draw a card. So you're gonna be doing a lot of card draw because you'll be casting a lot of cards with that mana value higher. Now, mind you, it's mono blue. We're drawing a lot of cards, so his transform ability will be pretty dang easy to activate. Now let's get to the backside. What does he do? Yes, you draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. So if you have 7 at the very least, at that time, then you'll draw another 7, so you'll have 14 cards. And you now will be able to absolutely just have 14 cards in hand. For me, when I've had them in play, I popped off with at least 14 to 15 cards in hand prior to flipping them, and you just draw a crap ton of cards. It gets nuts. And then the second ability is really nice because you return all non-Phyrexian creatures on his hand, so you basically just wipe the board of all creatures. So tell everybody, hey, sorry, bye-bye, bye-bye. All right, turn 5, play a forest. Look at that. Plus all my ramp, my Soul Ring's in play, my Arcane Signet. I got 4 lands. Guys, I'm going to tap all 4 and play my commander, Gishath, Sun's Avatar. Well, right as you cast him and as he ETBs, I will bounce him back to your hand with Run Away Together. And I'll bounce your commander back, buddy, too.
No, you son of a bitch.
And then the last part is my favorite, is where you can cast any spell, any number of spells from your hand without paying their mana cost. And then you exile it and return to the battlefield, and you can do it all over again. Guys, this is such a crazy ability. You can play on this guy so hard. You can do proliferate effects where you're just constantly proliferating to the third one, reflipping them, you know, paying the mana again, and then just do it all over again. I mean, you could do so many different things. Definitely a lot of fun. Highly encourage the new players to try him out because he's definitely powerful and not too hard. You get to kind of, you know, draw a lot of cards, play a lot of things from your hand, you know, control the board a little bit. You get a little best of both worlds of blue. So highly encourage you to check it out. So for my intermediate players, I got 2 good suggestions for y'all, so hear me out. We got Min Willie Illusionist. Now this card has actually gone up in price, so it's a little on the pricier side. I think it's like $10 or $11. I might check that at least. But this commander is really unique. So you're making a bunch of illusions and you're kind of buffing your board. This is a kind of a weird strat where you might be able to actually go wide with it. So I want to see some intermediate players. I want you to see you guys deck tech this one and do something kind of cool with it, because I guarantee you can definitely have some fun with this one. There's a reason why it's not a cheap card. I mean, there's definitely a reason. I highly encourage you to try this one out. I've never built this one personally, but it's definitely on my list. So let me know what you think of this one, and let's keep going. The next intermediate card I'm going to suggest is, I don't know how to pronounce this guy, straight up. I'm going to say it though. Menon the Right Hand. It doesn't sound right. Something's a little off with that, but I really encourage you guys to try this one because he's almost like a little bit of a depowered Urza. I think he still has some really cool abilities, being able to play off the top of your library, which Urza doesn't allow you to do, but you get to tap your artifacts for mana, which Urza is very similar for, and then you can cast stuff off the top of your library. I think this is a really cool card. Highly encourage you to try it. You can kind of do Urza shenanigans without getting instantly removed from the table as soon as you sit down. It's not going to be too overpowered. I think this one's a lot of fun, so definitely try this one out. It shouldn't be too bad of a challenge. If you want to get in that artifact synergy, this is the deck for you, baby. All right, for my advanced players, this requires a bit more tuning to get it right, but once you do, it's a lot of fun. Now, for my first option is going to be Go-Go Master of Mimicry. Man, I've been talking about this guy for a minute, and he's fucking good, okay? He's a lot of fun. I mean, Go-Go, I built him as a landfall Leviathan sea creature tribal. Man, is it the weirdest deck I've ever built? Probably. But damn, it's something else when you're playing and you're like turn 6, turn 7, and you got like 16 or 17 islands in play because you copy all your myriad landscape triggers. Dude, it is, I'm telling you, it's exhilarating in mono blue. You're like, oh my god, I'm literally ramping better than the green player. Like, it's cool. I highly encourage you to try it. But it's a tough deck to get, you know, built right, because you got to figure out a win con for it. I had a Djinn of 3 Wishes or something. Yeah, the Djinn of 3 Wishes I put in the deck, and that's one I've kind of won with a few times, where I've just casted him, and then whenever I remove one of his counters, at the time I'll have like 30 lands, so I could just, you know, pay a bunch of mana, copy it like 20-30 times, and, you know, play a High Tide or something and make it even double. Yeah, I mean, you do something like that, it's a lot of fun. I mean, so many fun triggers and activated abilities you can copy with this guy. Highly encourage you to try it. It's a lot of fun, so definitely do it, guys. For the next advanced deck that I would highly encourage you guys to try, this is actually a new one. I haven't built it yet, so I really want to see what people come up with, but for advanced player, it's going to be Wan Shi Tong. Yes, the X-Spell one. This one is insane. I'll draw a card for that. Bro, I just took a breath. I'll draw a card for that one too. How can you even do that? Yep, I'm gonna draw another one. Thanks, buddy. Bro! Yeah, keep doing it. I'm gonna keep drawing.
Bro,
I'm gonna keep drawing.
stop.
I'm just gonna keep drawing. I'm gonna keep drawing. I'm gonna keep drawing.
What are you doing?
I mean, people are already saying this could be a CDH level commander, and honestly, I could see it. I mean, I don't know what I would do for a mono blue CDH deck, but I can tell you what, he's definitely got potential for a lot of card draw, because CDH has insane amounts of people searching for shit, anything. I mean, just the fucking lands they do is everything is sack, find something. So I think this card will absolutely pop off. I mean, you can get any sort of combos in there. I mean, if you're not playing CDH, you can definitely do a budget build, but apparently he's also like the cost of the budget, so maybe not for a little bit, but once his price kind of goes down a little bit, or if you got him already, definitely try build him, because guys, this one's got to be a lot of fun. So I encourage you to try it out. Mono blue is definitely a color to consider building if you haven't built it before. I highly encourage you guys to try it and build this at least once in your life. I mean, mono blue is a lot of fun once you actually get going, and it might not be the best starting color for somebody, but if you're interested in the game and you saw someone play a mono blue deck, or you see a really cool mono blue commander, then build it, dude. I'm telling you, it might be tough in the beginning, but you know what, you'll get it tuned up and you'll have a lot of fun. And if you have any questions, you can always give me a shout, because I can hook you up. I like helping the Magic community, and I like helping everybody learn how to play better, as well as I like learning new things and myself playing better, because I'm not the best player in the world, obviously. I enjoy playing the game and I have a lot of fun doing it. I hope you guys do too. With that said, what mono blue deck are you going to be building? Because guys, I got so many that I want to build. In fact, I'm going to probably tell you right now that I'm thinking of building an Unagi. Yes, the Unagi from Avatar. In fact, he might even be out by the time I do this, but I'm going to be building a short on that one. So many fun mono blue commanders. Definitely try it out, guys. So what do we got going? We got most of the colors down now. We just got mono white coming up next week. That one's going to be that one might be a little later because I got a little trip this weekend, but mono white's coming. After that, guys, we're going on to 2 color combinations. Yes, we're going to be going right to the double colors, going fucking absolute belt to ass, just going crazy in that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm thinking maybe first color is going to be Dimir. I'm thinking Dimir. Dimir or Gruul, I don't know. There's a lot of combinations, guys. I gotta go through the whole 32 color pie, so you know, throw some suggestions in the comments. Let me know what you think. And on top of that, if you've gone this far and you've enjoyed my content, yo, throw some support for your boy here, guys. We're on our way to 1K. If you haven't seen the giveaway, we have a 1K giveaway, so definitely enter that. I'm giving away 3 decks, guys. Like, honestly, it's a free deck. Like, just enter it up, like, follow the video, it'll tell you everything you need to do. I'm giving away 3 decks that I've built for my deck tech videos, so if you haven't seen my shorts, definitely check them out. I do all sorts of deck techs on there. I do them at 3 minutes, and then for my main videos, I do this goofy shit where I do a bunch of skits and, you know, talk about the colors of Magic, try to help out new players, and try to get you guys kind of on some nice budget builds, because you know what, I'm tired of playing against a bunch of people that win with $300 decks. We're winning with $50 decks, baby. That's right. Come on, let's do it. All right, with that said, though, I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good rest of your evening, and we just getting the hell out of here because I gotta go take a dump. So see you later.